Hi, my name is Laura Carlock, and I am a co-founder and chairman of the board of Rescued Pets Movement. Rescued Pets Movement is a nonprofit here in Houston, Texas, and what we do is we save thousands of animals from euthanasia by rehabilitation and transportation to other areas of the nation that have a need for adoptable pets. Today we're in front of the Jack C. Alexander building, and it's an exciting day. It's Transport Day. We have it every Thursday where hundreds of animals load into vans and they go up north to find their forever homes. This video is a story about a dog named Tiger. Tiger is a sweet little puppy that was saved from the city pound. He was emaciated, he had pneumonia, he was very sick. This video shows you from the time he gets on transport as a healthy, wonderful dog, as he goes up with his foster mom all the way up to Colorado, meets his foster parents, and then meets his forever family. We hope you enjoy it as much as we do, and we hope it inspires you as much as it inspires us.
I saw Tiger's picture running around the internet, and I was like, oh my gosh, if RPM gets him, I totally need to foster this boy. So RPM tagged him, and they let me know, and I became his foster mom.
In the spring of 2015, a foster app from Susan Wentmore came to me. And so I gave her a call and talked to her about fostering for RPM. And the first thing that she said to me was, I want to foster mange babies. And nobody ever says that. A lot of people are afraid of getting mange, and so they shy away from them, but not Susan.
Tiger came into the shelter very emaciated. He hardly had any hair in his body. So he was found as a stray in the streets of Houston, brought in by a citizen who saw him roaming the streets. So it was very nice to see him get out of the shelter, because a dog like that unfortunately doesn't have a high chance of being adopted. And it does take a lot of time and money to try to rehabilitate a dog in that condition.
Many reports have upwards of 800,000 to 1 million stray dogs and cats on our streets. And, you know, just to put that kind of number in your mind, that's about the size of the population of Fort Worth.
BARK and RPM are partners. RPM is a rescue partner of ours. They started working with us back in 2013 to help us create space to avoid having to put to sleep so many animals that we get in from the city streets. And it's something that's been working out very well, because they help out animals that are sometimes difficult to put into an adoption program immediately, because they have either behavior issues, medical issues.
We're here in the RPM clinic at the Jack C. Alexander building. This is where the dogs and cats in our program get the vetting that they need to travel. They need vaccinations, skin scrapes, fecal exams, ringworm checks to make sure that they don't have it. We have a vet here on staff who's able to examine them and sign off and make sure that they're fully healthy before they travel.
The wonderful thing about what we do is we're so large, but we're also the most efficient and say best bang for your buck if you want to make a donation, because each pet costs us on average about $300. Since we've saved about 27,000 dogs and cats and pigs, we are over $8 million in operating funds.
This is it. This is the day we live for at RPM. This is Transport Day. After a long process of getting the dogs and cats out of BARK, finding a rescue for them, finding a foster home for them, now they're coming here. They're scheduled to travel today, and they're going through our check-in process. We're checking them over, getting their pictures, getting any last-minute vetting that they need, and then we're putting them on the vans, and then they're going to take off today and go to their forever homes.
Of course, this is when I start crying. He so deserves an amazing home. He came through so much, so he's got an amazing foster home lined up for him, and they'll find the perfect home for him to go to and be adopted. Here we go. Oh, I'm so glad that I did that trip, because it not only helped put my nerves at ease every time I send my foster dogs to Colorado, I was actually able to share with everybody in RPM and just other people that foster and that talk about transport, or that are, you know, nervous about transport, that, you know what, it's a pretty easy trip for them.
It is the most rewarding thing I've ever done. When we get to depart out of Houston with all these animals, and we're stopping and walking these animals every 4 to 6 hours and feeding them and making sure that they're as cozy as they can on this 24-hour road trip, to be able to find their forever homes. So, I mean, it truly is a beautiful place for these animals to be able to spend their lives. We look forward to every week that we show up at these drop locations, and we'll have anywhere from 5 to 15 rescues waiting for these animals to pick up.
People always ask, why is there a demand up north for homeless animals when we have so many down here in Houston? First, they don't have the year-round breeding season that we do. They also have had spay and neuter laws in place since the early 1970s, unlike here in Houston. Also, there's a different attitude towards owning a rescued animal as opposed to a full-bred animal from a breeder. Up north, they want to rescue. And finally, there are laws that are in place that strictly limit breeders, especially backyard breeders up north.
We mainly work in Colorado, but we've been asked by numerous, from the Northeast to the Northwest to several different states on the East Coast to expand. We just don't have the ability or the resources to do that. I think RPM is more than just the animals. We've saved 28,000 animals now, but it's so much about the people, and it's about what people can do when they work together. You know, it's not just about those dogs and cats and the pigs that we send each week, but it's about the relationships that you make with the people and how you're able to make your community a much better place just by working together. And I think as far as Tiger, he had such a following, and it was this one amazing dog. And when you think about RPM, RPM is working with 125 tigers each and every week, every single week.
Don't throw me away. Don't throw me